Does the dissertation process have you stressed out? If so, you're in the right place, friend. Hello, I am Brian Martin, the dissertation guru, and in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you reduce your stress to where you can finally make progress on this dissertation or your master's thesis. I want to give you a little bit of background about what not to do as far as stress and maintaining a sense of normalcy, if you will. Whenever I started my first trimester of my dissertation, of my doctoral program, I was working 40 to 50 hours a week. It was during the COVID-19 pandemic. My mother in law passed away unexpectedly. My wife and I were building our home, and I have 2 young children. Now, in saying all that, that in and of itself is overwhelming. Each one of those things, if you don't prioritize that, but when you couple all of those together, it is a recipe for disaster if you are not intentional. One thing that you will know about me, the more that you get to know me, is that I think absolutely more in a qualitative manner. So I was in my first trimester, as I stated, and I had doctoral level statistics. And already in my mind, I had psyched up myself saying that, oh my goodness, this is my first trimester. How am I going to be able to do this while I'm working with all these other things going on? And in addition to that, I had a little bit of internal anxiety built up because I already knew I was weaker with statistics. And so I had a large assignment due at 11:59 on a Sunday evening, and I remember this like it was yesterday. And I submitted that assignment right at or right before the due time. And I was exhausted. I had, so much all anxiety, all, fear built up. And I finally took a deep breath. I had, clicked the assignment button, and the assignment actually was submitted to the learning management platform. And I stood up, laid down in the bed, and I remember just having this overwhelming feeling. It was like just my whole body was tense. I remember having almost chest pain, and I nudged my wife, and I literally at that point when she said, what's wrong, I finally just broke down in tears. And my friends, at that point, I knew that that was not going to be a sustainable place to be in mentally, physically, spiritually. It wasn't fair to not only myself, but it wasn't fair to my wife, to my children, and to my work environment. And so, what I did, my friends, is that I had to establish boundaries. I had to make myself a schedule, and I had to say no to certain events that I would no longer be able to be a part of. But here's the thing, I can't tell you what events you should or should not be a part of, or what events that you may not be able to be in the middle when you're trying to work, when you're trying to make progress with your dissertation or your theses. So today, this is just some examples of some things that you can do, 3 simple steps that will help you. And the first step is that if you use this process is to get organized, I suggest that you buy yourself a paper calendar. And I know that sounds old school, but what I mean by that, there's something about whenever you have a different color marker and you physically write, there's only 24 hours in a day. You hear that all the time, and there's truth in that. You have to sleep. You have to think about that. So when you go by hour and you write in, if you work 8 to 5 or if you work, 12 hours a day, that is something that you need to have written on your calendar, and you need to plan each week accordingly. And on that first color, you do things that cannot be changed. So that may be, like I said, your work. The second color may be family responsibilities. It may be, going to dinner with your wife or going to a child's baseball game. It may be also going to church. So those are things, again, you see in different colors. They're written on your calendar, and my friend, they're there, and you know that you have to attend that, or you want to attend those things. So those are a priority. But when are you actually going to start your dissertation? When are you going to make progress on your dissertation? When are you going to read these articles? How are you going to be able to be creative and think independently, thinking outside of the box, being creative? Researchers, it is very difficult to create original content. And so the way that you do that is that you get out another color and you write down specifically on your calendar, whether that be a 30-minute period that you're going to take the time, read one article, and you're going to use my free article critique that you can get at thedissertationguru.com. And I will also link that down below. You can take that article and you would be amazed in 30 minutes. If you have an hour, even better, you would be amazed at what you will be able, and the progress that you will be able to make in just that period of time, because you're deliberate, you're focused. And when you've got that written down on your calendar, you have communicated that with the people who are a part of your life, and they know that during that time, you need to have some quiet, uninterrupted time that you can focus on that. And you will be amazed at what the progress that you can make. The second point I want to make, my friends, is that in the process of this dissertation writing, in the process of going through a doctoral program, in a master's program, wherever you find yourself, remember, you are not alone. Graduate school has a tendency to be a very lonely time for graduates. And many times that is simply because that the people who are around you that are your support system, they don't always quite understand what is going on, or I think the burden that you always feel that you have on your shoulders during this time, because it's a feeling that it's very difficult to explain to somebody if they haven't ever been in your shoes, and if they don't have these deadlines, and in the middle of having these deadlines, all the other life events that we've just mentioned. And so I encourage you, my friend, communicate and find somebody that is willing to help you, that is willing to listen to you. And I highly encourage you to, if you're struggling to find guidance, if you're struggling to make progress, I really encourage you to reach out and find a dissertation coach. I'm certainly willing to do that. Please, you can go to thedissertationguru.com and find that I have free sessions that are available to have a consult. I will, in a brief 30-minute consult, I'll be able to see if I'm going to be able to help you. And if not, I'm going to say, my friend, please seek another person. But regardless, if you don't want to go the dissertation coaching route, then seek out to mentors at your school. They have resources that are available there. But the big point is that you do not need to go through this process alone. The third and final point I want to make on this video today is that, and this is very important to me, and I'm very open about this. I am very much of a spiritual person. I am a Christian. And I heavily believe or firmly believe that one of the only reasons that I was successful throughout my dissertation process was my strong faith in God. So again, you may not be, that may not be your religious practice. I totally respect that. And I'm not here to push that on you. But what I do want to mention is that it is amazing when you embrace a spiritual practice, a higher power, prayer, meditation, having a spiritual solstice to the point to where you can focus, take a deep breath, do yoga exercises, sit in the quiet time. It may be in your car, and before you even move, you just sit down after work, let out a slow, deep breath, come back in and just say, I've got this. I can do this. And so I just encourage you, find balance, my friend. Get out that calendar, that old school paper calendar. Remember that you're not alone, and embrace spiritual practices. And please, friends, if you found this video helpful, I would highly encourage you. It really helps me if you would subscribe to my channel. And also, please, again, I mentioned that free resource for the article review matrix. Please go to thedissertationguru.com and sign up for that free literature review matrix, and you would be amazed at the rapid progress that you will be able to make with that. Also, if you were interested in my coaching services, I have one-on-one coaching services that are available. I work with you, and I also have a membership where I meet with a group each week for 1 hour, and you also have access in addition to that, those one-on-one sessions, and in addition to the group settings, I have a course that it walks you through step by step of what to do during each chapter. And during these weekly meetings you have, whether that be in the group setting or whether you would like to purchase the one-on-one, it's totally up to you. You have all the resources if you sign up for my programs. My friend, I'm here to help you. I want to see you be successful. I understand what it's like. I also understand what you need to have to be successful. And I guarantee you, my friend, I have everything for you to be successful in one of my programs. So again, reach out, thedissertationguru.com. Go to select a time and you can get my free consultation, and I'll be happy to meet with you.